repair after major line breaks this week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dylan Cleland. News 9's Claire O'Neill is joining us live tonight at one of the breaks to tell us more. Claire, good evening.
Thanks, Dylan. 3 water line breaks occurred this week in the village of Bel Air, including one here on 33rd and Franklin Street. Now, we spoke with Tim Bell and the Bel Air Water Department to hear what they are doing.
We got it isolated to a couple blocks. That's it. We don't have to shut the whole town down, or majority of the town. So we should have water this afternoon restored all the way throughout the whole town.
Tim Bell and the Bel Air Water Department say pressure helped cause this 3rd water line break of the week, which left some residents without water. This break wasn't as severe as the other 2 with a 4-inch line. All lines throughout the past 3 days were able to be restored quickly. The McDonald's and the Subway were closed earlier this week because of it, but are back up and running, along with homes throughout the town. Now, all lines are fixed and restored, and water should be available for everybody. However, near this area on 33rd and Franklin Street, there will be a 48-hour boil advisory. Reporting in Bel Air, I'm Claire O'Neill, News 9.
Claire, thank you. As the year winds to a close, News 9's Rich Pierce is sitting down with elected officials to recap the year that was and check in on some of their top priorities heading into 2022.
The end of the year is just about here, and we're looking back on what was and looking ahead to what may be. In part 2 of my interview with Congressman Bill Johnson, we're taking a look at solving the problem of COVID in the new year. The COVID-19 pandemic, of course, a big driver of the inflation and kind of the source of a lot of that spending. Just over 60% of Americans right now are vaccinated, so that's a long way from any type of herd immunity. What should be done, or if anything should be done, to try to get more Americans to get vaccinated?
Well, let me clear up one thing. This Build Back Better program has nothing to do with COVID. Has nothing to do with COVID. It's not going to help the COVID pandemic. That's not what that's about. You know, the president said at the beginning, he said, I'm not going to shut down America. I'm going to shut down the virus. And look at where we are today. He's doing right the opposite. Between his vaccine mandates and his mask mandates, he's doing right the opposite. He's shutting down America and making it difficult for workers to come to work, making it difficult for businesses to operate. Look, I'm vaccinated, and I think the vaccines work. I think President Trump and the previous administration did a great job in getting the vaccines developed. You might have noted here recently, even President Trump now is getting booed for getting a booster shot in a speech that he gave because the Biden administration has struck such fear and trepidation in the American people about these vaccines. But I believe the vaccination is an individual choice. It should be made between a person and their doctor, not mandated by the federal government. But I do believe the vaccines are effective in reducing your symptoms and keeping you out of the hospital and off of a ventilator, and it potentially saves lives. So I think the vaccines are a good thing. I would encourage anybody that can get it to get it, but I don't think the federal government should be mandating it.
The majority of the people who are not getting vaccinated do identify as Republican. You said there that there is a party lines thing, not believing President Biden or being unhappy with how he's handled things. So what can be done to then persuade Republicans who may not want to do it because of partisan issues and nothing else?
I don't know that those statistics are accurate. I don't know that we know what party affiliation people that are unvaccinated are or are not. I can tell you that lots of people have problems with the federal government telling them that they've got to get a vaccine or a vaccination or not. I've talked to people on both sides of the political spectrum that feel that way.
What's your top priority heading into 2022?
Number one, it's representing the people that I've been so humbly chosen by to represent. Creating jobs, putting forward policies that advance opportunity for better wages, for better jobs, getting our workforce back to onto the job. As you probably well know, workforce has been really hit hard by these vaccine mandates. You've got medical systems, hospital systems across the country that are seeing healthcare workers leave in droves because they're refusing to get the vaccines. Many medical systems, healthcare systems have reversed their vaccine mandates, and thankfully the courts also agree with that. Now, you know, the 6th District Court did reinstate the order of the Biden administration, but that's clearly going to put this at the Supreme Court. So I think you'll see the Supreme Court reacting very soon. But I'm putting forward policies that gets the federal government out of the way so that innovation and ingenuity can thrive, so that the American people can pursue their dream of their version of the American dream on their own terms.
Midterm elections are coming up. Are you going to be having an active role in not only campaigning for yourself, but for other Republicans who are trying to flip seats in either the House or the Senate?
Well, sure I am, because I think Republican values and Republican ideals are the better course for the American people. I'm running for re-election in 2022. But you better believe I'm going to do my part to help other Republicans get elected. You might remember that when I was first elected here in the Ohio Valley in 2010, I was the only state or federal elected official in this region of the state. Today, there are only Republicans here. I wonder why that is. I think it's because the people here in our region have accepted the fact that Republican values, Republican ideas of less government, more freedom, less government intrusion, lower taxes, better economy, better opportunities, better border security, all of those kinds of things, family values, that those are the values that the people here in Eastern and Southeastern Ohio subscribe to too. So you can better believe I'm going to be trying to help get Republicans elected.
Join us tomorrow for Rich's final year-end sit-down, this time with Senator Sherrod Brown. It'll be on News 9 at 6 and on News 9 at 10 on Fox 9. Severe Weather Team 9 coverage for you now as we take a live look outside through the lens of our tower cam. And for the latest on your forecast, we turn things over to Severe Weather Team 9 meteorologist Nathan Shutt.
Thanks, Dylan. Things staying quiet as we go through the night. We saw a little bit of sunshine return as we went through today. It's going to be similar sight for your Friday, so we can sneak out a little bit more sunshine before our skies turn dreary going into New Year's Day. And during this period, we're also staying dry. Our temperature's not going to drop a whole lot as we go through the night. They'll end similarly close to where we were for this morning. Again, tomorrow morning, we're dropping towards that 40-degree mark, but we can end a few degrees warmer tomorrow morning with respect to this morning. Now looking at clouds and radar again, it's quiet. Looking back to the west, not tracking any showers immediately. So we're staying dry not only for tonight, but likely for tomorrow as well. Again, our temperatures more chilly rather than cold. We'll fall into the lower 40s. Then we're going to climb mid to upper 50s, even warmer for your Friday. And the same system that's going to start to pump some of these milder temperatures into the region is also the same system that's returning that rain for New Year's Day. So we'll have the latest timing of that rain, how much we can pick up, and latest on the potential for a little bit of snow into Sunday with that forecast ahead.
A few programming notes for the New Year's holiday weekend. News 9 at 10 on Fox 9 will be a half an hour from 10 to 10:30, followed by the national desk here on WTOV 9. News 9 on Fox at 10 on Fox 9 will also be simulcast at the same time. There will be no News 9 tonight tomorrow at 11. Instead, you can ring in the new year with Miley's New Year's Eve party, hosted by Miley Cyrus and Pete Davidson. It airs from 10:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. here on WTOV 9. Coming up, big news in sports as Big Ben prepares to hang up the cleats. More on the Pittsburgh Steelers' potential retirement ahead.
You are watching News 9 at 6 with Rich Pierce, Kate Davison, and meteorologist Nathan Shutt. This is News 9 at 6. 6 at 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 6 at
It had been a tragic mistake, ended with the death of a 16-year-old girl in Ohio. According to a 911 call, a man who mistook his daughter for an intruder shot and killed her. Police were called to the home in Columbus around 4:30 Wednesday morning. They found 16-year-old Janae Hairston with a gunshot wound. She died at the hospital. No charges have been filed. Police forwarded the case to the prosecutor's office for review. Former Surgeon General Jerome Adams, who served under President Trump, is criticizing the latest CDC guidance that shortens the COVID isolation period for asymptomatic people from 10 days to 5. He says people should have to show a negative COVID test before ending their isolation, and he's advising against the new guidance. Adams says CDC employees, quote, wouldn't even follow the new guidance for their own family. Health officials defend the decision, saying it will keep essential services from faltering.
Dry and milder for your Friday. Our temperatures climbing further into the 50s. In fact, some of us, especially south of I-70, can get close to that 60-degree mark. Staying mild into your Saturday for New Year's Day, but we're tracking a lot of rain with that forecast coming up.
Commissioners approved spending $300,000 in federal COVID recovery money for the County Prevention and Recovery Board. News 9's Addison Albert has more.
$300,000 will be given to Jefferson County Prevention and Recovery.
There's really several things that we're looking to invest in the county, and that's really improving some of our infrastructure so that we can have kind of long-term stability for behavioral health treatment. So that would be both substance use disorder and mental health. And then the other thing that we're really looking for is to enhance some of our addiction services. So
Jefferson County has consistently ranked in the top 10 counties in Ohio for highest percentage of most overdose deaths, according to the Prevention and Recovery Department.
One of the most concerning things that we're looking at currently is that 2021 really is projected to be worse than 2020 for the number of overdose deaths.
According to Jefferson County Prevention and Recovery Board Executive Director, more specifically, the funding will go towards a program taking people from addiction to employment, evidence-based prevention education for children, as well as updated facilities. It will also go towards continuing the process of bringing an inpatient treatment center to Jefferson County.
Cleveland, Cincinnati, Columbus, we're consistently above those areas in overdose deaths. It's really very troubling, and doing what we can to help those people has become really one of our top priorities.
I appreciate what Mr. Holt and his board's doing. They're taking an aggressive approach, and I believe I speak for the commission. We want to work with them. Thank you very much. There's a lot of money coming in from a lot of directions, and I think that's a great place to put some of it.
Reporting in Jefferson County, I'm Addison Albert with News 9.
Meteorologist Nathan Schutt, now with your severe Weather Team 9 forecast.
Good evening, everyone. Our temperatures holding around that 50-degree mark this afternoon. We're going to fall through the 40s, but ultimately stay into the lower 40s by tomorrow morning, so not going to drop a whole lot. It's a chilly start to tomorrow. Wouldn't necessarily call it a cold start, though, especially for this time of the year with those low temperatures. We're sitting closer to our average high for this time of the year. Looking at your futurecast as we extend into your Friday, still expected to stay dry, much like what we had today, with a little bit of clearing in our skies. That can carry over into Friday, so we can still muster a little bit of sunshine before it disappears on us as we go into the new year. And we can also see some milder temperatures, likely climbing mid, even upper 50s for a high temperature into Friday afternoon. And what's going to be pumping in some of this milder air is an area of low pressure. And that low pressure system is also going to be returning some rain into New Year's Day. So it stays mild into New Year's Day, but also we'll be tracking a lot of rain. Now again, it holds off for your Friday. We're going to stay dry through the daytime, but we're going to start to watch into Friday evening, early Friday night. Yes, as we ring in the new year around midnight, we can start to see some showers push into the region, but that steadier rain has yet to arrive. So yes, we can dodge some showers as we go through Friday evening and early Friday night, but notice when that steady rainfall arrives. It's not as we look towards midnight, but look what happens as we start to get closer to about 5 a.m. So we're looking early Saturday morning. Now at that point, that steadier rain arrives, and there's not many, if any, breaks in that rain once it arrives as we go through your Saturday. Yes, it will be a bit of a washout, to say the least, as we go through New Year's Day. When we will finally start to see this steadier rain end isn't until the evening hours, so likely even closer to 6, 7, 8 o'clock. That's when we'll start to see that rain end and then begin to taper to showers. So again, vast majority, if not all of your daytime Saturday, will be dealing with the rain. Now, it can vary in intensity. We could definitely see some heavy rain at times, some lighter rain. You get the idea, though. We're not drying up at any point Saturday. But we'll see that steady rain come to an end for Saturday night, and we'll taper to showers. So now we're going to be dodging some of these more hit-and-miss showers going through Saturday night and for Sunday. And notice what happens when some of these showers linger and their temperatures will begin to drop following this passage of this low pressure system. No longer pulling in warmer air, it's pulling in some colder air. So we're falling from the 40s through the 30s from Sunday morning in the afternoon. And as showers linger, air temperatures become cold enough. No longer it's rain, it's snow. So we can pick up some snow showers as we extend into Sunday afternoon. But you also have to remember how warm it's been. These are some warm ground temperatures. So it's really a tough task for that snow to actually accumulate. Most of it that does fall, which there's not an abundance to begin with, most of it will be melting. So it's going to struggle to accumulate, likely little or no snow accumulations for your Sunday, but picking up a lot of rain for Saturday. In fact, looking at excessive rainfall risk, a slight risk, that's the second category out of 4. Notice where the highest risk for some flooding will reside, likely for areas south of I-70. And those locations are locations that could pick upwards of 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rain. So we're picking up a lot of rain across the Ohio Valley in general as we go through your Saturday before we begin to dry up. Going through Sunday, we'll be dry by Sunday night and Monday.
Coming up later on News 9 tonight, Year in Review Canine Edition. What happened this year and what's expected in 2022 at a local animal shelter.
Center Sports Desk. Nate White. Now with News 9 Sports.
Good evening. The Steelers play the Browns on Monday night in Pittsburgh's final home game of the season, and today, quarterback Ben Roethlisberger suggesting it may be his last game at Heinz Field.
I don't ever speak in definites or guarantees. That's just not what I've ever done or who I am. But, you know, looking at the bigger picture, I would say that all signs are pointing to this could be it. Regular season, that is. I know we still have a chance to potentially get a playoff game there if things fall our way and we take care of business and things have to happen. But in the grand scheme of things, in terms of regular seasons, signs are pointing that way. This could be it.
Roethlisberger has been with the Steelers his entire NFL career since he was drafted back in 2004. Kickoff from Pittsburgh is Monday night at 8:15. And taking a look at some upcoming college bowl games of interest, the ACC champs without quarterback Kenny Pickett taking on Michigan State without running back Kenneth Walker. That's in the Peach Bowl later tonight. Then Notre Dame and new head coach Marcus Freeman taking on Oklahoma on New Year's Day in the Fiesta Bowl. And Ohio State clashes with Utah in the Rose Bowl also on New Year's Day. Buckeye wide receivers Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson have opted out. On the hardwood, today's the final day of the Todd Caladova basketball showcase over at Toronto High School. Edison defeated East Palestine earlier today. The host Red Knights play the 4th game of the day against Frontier, and Malvern meets up with Caldwell. We'll have highlights of the day's action later tonight on WTOV9. And on the ice, the Wheeling Nailers are at home on New Year's Eve hosting Norfolk. The Nailers trying to rebound after a loss to Cincy last weekend. The puck drops at 6:10 tomorrow night over at West Banco Arena, and the game airs live on MeTV.
Coming up, meteorologist Nathan Shutt will have your 24-hour forecast on the other side of the break.
Mostly cloudy skies tonight as temperatures drop through the 40s. We'll into the lower 40s by tomorrow morning. From there, climbing further into the 50s, even mid to upper 50s for a high temperature tomorrow afternoon. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, but our skies will be turning cloudy towards the evening. And we could see some showers move in early Friday night, but that steadier rainfall holds off into early Saturday morning.
That will do it for this edition of News 9 at 6. Thanks so much for watching. You can always look for the latest updates on our website, WTOV9.com. We'll see you right back here at 11. Have a safe and enjoyable night.